You know, it's interesting. There are times when people have assumptions. They think, oh, well, she writes books. She's on radio. What a privileged life. For years and years and years, I never shared my real story. I wasn't lying about what I would say, but I never filled in all the gaps. The truth is, I was born in a family that was off on the side, meaning my father was married to someone else. There were 6 children in that marriage. And I felt it very awkward, very painful. People didn't really know me. I had quote-unquote friends, but I never shared anything about my life. And I know that for a number of years, I went by a different name. I was June Wright. I was told that I had the last name Wright because what their situation was right. Obviously, that's changing the truth, but that's what I grew up with. I was June Wright until I was about 12 years old. And then my dad married my mom. All of a sudden, I became June Hunt. Maybe by that time, I was actually 13 or 14. The truth is, I didn't know Christ. I didn't have a relationship with God in reality. Nothing that was transforming inside my life. And I remember thinking, why? Why would there be such pain? My father was very harsh, at times cruel. He was highly successful. But many people don't know what goes on behind closed doors. All that to say, after I did have the opportunity to understand about Jesus Christ, that he could literally come into your life and transform you, I did have that experience, and I asked Christ to literally take control of my life, and my life really did change. But meanwhile, I was saying, but why all this pain and all this hurt, all this confusion? I know what it's like to be friendless because I didn't know how to be vulnerable. I just saw no purpose in all that pain. So if we're talking about purpose, I am most surprised that I have written books like Seeing Yourself Through God's Eyes. I didn't have that within me. God put his truth inside me, and I had no idea he would lead me to do radio. I didn't really have any passion for radio, and actually that is not my passion now. Yet, I take calls on a program called Hope in the Night. There are so many who call who, like me, have been confused, who have not understood purpose in life, who have had major questions about their upbringing. They had a very painful father, certain relationships that were just beyond the norm. I know my background was bizarre, even though I didn't share it for years and years. The truth is, God had a purpose for me that I didn't know. He would use that pain. In fact, the Bible does say, all things work together for good to those who love him and who are called according to his purpose. His purpose. Well, I certainly saw no purpose in my pain, and yet that's not our responsibility. We don't have to see it. We don't have to know it. we do need to know the one who has the purpose for us. And the bottom line is this: nothing is wasted when put into his hands. Nothing is unusable. One thing for sure, he gives us a compassion to reach out to the hearts of others who also are going through that similar type of pain and confusion. Isn't it wonderful that we can trust him? We can trust him with our lives once we yield our will to his will, to take the pain, the perplexity, the puzzling events. He knows how to take a puzzle. He knows where each piece of the jigsaw puzzle fits. And ultimately, the picture is one of depth and even beauty, as long as we continue to yield our will to his will. That's what I have learned personally, firsthand. I don't have to understand it, but in time, I will watch his handiwork, and I can trust him to have purpose, whatever the pain may be. That is comfort.